Let's talk about that time in the 90s when a militia tried to secede Texas from the United States. Meet Richard Lance McLaren. In 1995, he started an organization known as the Republic of Texas, which argued that Texas had not been legally annexed by the United States and therefore was a nation under occupation. They established a provisional government and began agitating for Texas independence. In 1996, the group split into three factions, with one of them being led by McLaren, which would be based in the Davis Mountains resort community of West Texas. The group began to arm itself, and it also engaged in a practice of filing false liens on the property of the group's supposed enemies, a strategy known as paper terrorism. In April 1997, two of the group's members were arrested by police in separate incidents. In response, McLaren's followers took two of their neighbors hostage and declared war on the United States government. This began a standoff between the Republic of Texas and the police. The neighbors were held for about 13 hours before a sort of prisoner exchange was agreed upon between the militants and the police. One of the arrested militiamen would be released in exchange for the safety of the hostages. Despite this prisoner swap, the standoff continued. Eventually, though, some of the militants began to surrender, and the standoff came to a close when a ceasefire agreement was signed between McLaren and the police, after which he and his followers were taken into custody. However, two holdouts remained who had slipped into the wilderness quietly. On May 8th, police caught up with the holdouts and a shootout ensued between the militants and a police helicopter. One of them, Mike Matson, was killed in the exchange of gunfire. The other, Richard Keyes, managed to slip away undetected. He ended up going on the run for 4 months, taunting the authorities the entire time. However, in September, he was captured near Houston, some 500 miles away from the Davis Mountains. The Republic of Texas movement still exists in some form, although McLaren's brand of militancy has largely died out. The mainstream faction of the movement went on to form the Texas Nationalist Movement in 2005, a political organization that still exists today. If you enjoyed this, follow for more stories of America's underground.